Ladies and gentlemen, limiteds are back. Ladies and gentlemen, limiteds are back. As you guys obviously know, we have had a few items going limited a few days ago. Every single item from the DevRel Series 1. And all of these items, they were earned either through participating on any of these challenges or winning any of these challenges like the Crown of Knowledge, Innovation Wings, etc. And once again, as you guys probably know, Wow7, who is a Roblox moderator, he has expressed a lot of interest in bringing back limited items. So in this video, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna be talking about some items that I would absolutely love to see going limited. This list was not necessarily made by me, it was made by ORCL. In case you would like to see the full list, I will leave it down in the description. Now, one of the first few items that I always think of when I think of items that have to go limited are the W ink shades. These shades that you see on the screen right now. These would be a very nice counterpart to like the Clockworks shades as an example, which are like 1.8 million Robux right now. These shades, they have around like 4.5 thousand owners or something like that, all according to Orca's spreadsheet, which once again, thank you so much, bro. But yeah, I feel like if this item went limited today and in the long term, all of these values that I'm gonna predict are long term. They're not like values right off the bat. I'm talking about long term values. I could definitely see these W ink shades at like over 300, even 400,000 Robux on the long run. Then we have a very obvious one, which is the Violet Valkyrie. You know, it is an item that is on sale, but I still think it would make for a decently nice limited, which would add to the limited Valkyrie item series. And I feel like in the long run, just because it does have like a lot of owners, like 35,000, I feel like this could sustain a price of around like 150,000 value in the longer run. Then for a little bit of a speed round, we have the Great Uncle Tentacles, the Great Cousin Tentacles, and the Rainbow Tentacles. All of these are from the Tentacle series, of course, and you know, I feel like they would be very desired. The Purple Squid, I'm sorry, I don't remember the name, has around like 500 owners. The Cultured Cousin Tentacle, sorry, I mixed up the name back then, has around like 40 owners or even less, so that makes it very rare. And the Rainbow Mr. Tentacles has around 300 owners. Now for the Purple Tentacles, or however you call the dude, like, I feel like this, just because of the copy count, which is over 500, I feel like this item would not see like very big figures, but I feel like this item could sustain like 100,000, 150,000 possibly. Now the Cultured Cousin Tentacles, even though this is a very rare item, it looks ugly. It looks hideous. You know, we've got to be honest, this item looks relatively hideous. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. So even though it has like 40 owners, I could personally speaking not see this item going above like the 600,000, 650,000 mark. And then for the Rainbow Mr. Tentacles, the thing with this one, even though it has a lot more copies than like the Cultured Cousin Tentacles, people in the Roblox community, they like these rainbow items, and you know, I do not blame them. These look very nice. They look a lot better than the Cultured Cousin whatever Tentacles thing. So even though it has like over 300 copies, I could very easily see this being 500,000 Robux, even more in the long run. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Doomsakar and also the Dusakar. Both of these are among some of the most desired items of the entire platform. The Doomsakar has around like 250 owners or a little bit more, and the Dusakar has around 400 owners. But either way, my personal prediction is that the Doomsakar, very long term, I feel like it could sustain a value of 2.5 or even more million Robux, because the item is twice as rare as the Ghost Theory, and it also, in my personal opinion, has a more appealing particle effect than the Ghost Theory in of itself. As for the Dusakar, you know, for the people who have like the eye, the all-seeing eye, you know what I mean, they have probably noticed that on the preview that I showed you, there were no particles for this item, and I feel like that is a very critical point for the Dusakar. Even though it is a very very notable Roblox item. The fact that this one does not have particle effects, as well as having more copies than the Doomsakar, I believe that at the current state that it is in, it could have a value of around like 1.5, maybe 2 million Robux, something around those lines. Then for another particle item, we have the blue steel horns of Ponage, which some of you guys probably know that this makes a set with like the poison horns, the frozen horns, and the fiery. But yeah, the thing with these horns in particular is that they are a lot more rare than any other pair of horns that I just mentioned. If I recall correctly, every single pair of those horns that I mentioned, all of them have over 1,000 copies, but the blue steel horns of Ponage, ladies and gentlemen, they have 82 copies in total for a desired item that also emits particles, which is a very high demand thing in Roblox right now. So I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I may sound a little bit delusional when I say this, but I 100% think that these on the long term could sustain a value of over 4 million Robux. Call me delusional, I do not care, but I 100% feel that if the fiery horns or the frozen horns, they could sustain a value of like 1.9, 2 million. These blue steel horns, which are far more rare, they could sustain like twice the value, twice as much the value, I 100% believe. Then we also have every single one of these rings of Olympia from a very old Roblox event. If I recall correctly, from back in 2008, the golden ring of Olympia, the Wenwood ring of Olympia, the epic ring of Olympia, another ring of Olympia that I think the blue steel one, yeah, the blue steel ring of Olympia. I'm sorry, blue steel fans, my bad, bro, my bad. Now, every single one of these, they have a relatively high copy count, generally going above 1,000, so, you know, they are not necessarily really demand items or whatever, so you know, they would be a small item, probably below 100,000 Robux. Besides the epic or awesome, I'm sorry, I mixed the name once again, ring of Olympia. This one has below 100 copies, which would make it a rare item. This also has the bombastic texture, which, you know, may be desired by a few weirdos. I do not really like bombastic, but if you guys do like it, then, you know, maybe this would be the item for you. While I think every single other ring of Olympia could maintain a value of like, you know, below 100,000, maybe 50,000, this awesome ring of Olympia, I firmly believe, just for being a rare item, this could sustain a value of like 170,000, 200,000 long term. Not even because it looks necessarily good, because this is my least favorite of them all, but just because this item is a rare item and it's very old, so you know, that means a lot of the old owners are probably very inactive. Then we have every single one of these top hats, which are the Valiant top hat, the Red Bandit top hat, and also the Thoroughly Tested top hat, all of which were awarded to like Roblox staff members or people who helped with events. I feel like all of these could also, you know, sustain a decent value. You know, the Red Bandit top hat having like 140, it is a top hat, so you know, it did fall out of fashion, but just because it does have around like 140 copies, which, you know, is not a lot, it would almost be in rare item territory. I feel like, you know, this Red Bandit top hat could sustain a value of like 150,000 maybe. Then we also have the Thoroughly Tested hat, which is almost the same thing as the Red Bandit top hat, but it is blue instead of black, so just for that, I feel like the value would be a little bit inferior, you know. And then we also have the Valiant top hat of Testing, which is purple and white and is a rare item at 95 copies, ladies and gentlemen. And you know, this item also emits particles, so this item is like an all-in-one item. It is rare, it emits particles, and also looks decently cool. So I'm not gonna lie to you, ladies and gentlemen, I feel like this top hat in specific, it could have a value of over 200,000 long term. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Also, adding on to more particle effect items, we also have the Valiant Valkyrie of Testing, which has even less owners at 71 owners and also has particle effects. And I'm not gonna lie to you, bro, I feel like this item could very well be above 1 million, 2 million Robux even, seeing every single other rare Valkyrie helm is like well above 2 million value. So I 100% believe that this could sustain a value of around that much. Now, I would absolutely love to know what you guys think about all of these predictions down below here in the comments, because, you know, I am very curious to know. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I plan to show more items for this video, but I did realize that this video was getting a little bit too long. I will be dividing this video into like 2-3 parts. I know I did leave a lot of very nice looking items outside of this list, and I promise you guys that I'm gonna bring all of them in the next video along with all of my predictions. And also let me know if there are any items that I did not mention in this video and you would like to hear me mention them directly to you guys. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for every single member of the YouTube channel. You guys have been helping me immensely. You guys have absolutely no idea of how much your support matters to me. This really helps me a lot. So to all of you who helped me, I am very grateful for you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe in case you guys have enjoyed the video. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.